And we is live.
I believe it when I see it. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it.
Since it doesn't happen.
I mean, I yeah. What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with Jokes and Sin. You are now officially tuned into Cutscenes, where we get together once a week and talk about things that are happening in video games, and we do so because cutscenes are
The best part of the game.
Hey, Sin.
Yo.
Why you always put so much Colt 45 on?
Cause that's what I do. Every time. Every time.
I mean, you do it every time. I'm asking why you do it every time. Like, I'm asking, like,
just
why so much Colt 45? Does it just feel better that way? Like, is
it really does. It really does.
Okay.
It helps sell it.
I mean, I'm not trying to take it from you. I was just asking. You know what I mean? I just wanted to know. That's all.
That's all.
What's up, Heather? So listen. This week's been busy. This week's been real busy when it comes to gaming. So we have much to discuss. Some things are interesting, some things not as, but all of it worthy of discussion.
Okay.
Here's how I want to start. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank. So Insomniac announced Ratchet and Clank's release date. Did y'all see that?
Yep.
In June, right?
June 11th.
Just in time for the birthday.
Is it just me or does that feel far?
It feels
like,
far.
Does that feel like, am I tripping or does it feel like that game was supposed to be out like around now?
I feel like it was supposed to be sooner, but like.
Yeah, like around Marchish, somewhere like late February, early March, I was thinking. That kind of took me back a little bit.
What's up, Brooks? Yeah, I mean, does it matter to y'all that it's not coming till June?
It gives me more time to get a PS5. I mean, I know I'm the only Ratchet and Clank fan, on the show.
Like,
whatever.
I'll play the joint, but yeah, I ain't.
No, you won't.
Like,
you won't. You're not gonna play that joint.
I'll play it.
Yeah,
just like you said, because just like you said, like this is going to be the one that's supposed to push the boundaries or show us what really the PS5 is going to look like. So I really want to play it for the fact of seeing how that looks on my 4K screen.
Did you see the tweet they did how it's been and how it's going?
I
didn't see that one.
Man, my man Ratchet with the full ray tracing looking like something spectacular. I don't care.
Sweet.
Marcus, you would love Ratchet and Clank, man.
My man Marcus, that's what's up.
There's Ratchet and Clank does zero for me. It doesn't move the needle at all for me. I could absolutely care less at all.
I'm all for it.
But real talk, and Jack and Daxter, I feel you. Listen, I feel you. Like, you was a baby when them joints came out, though. You supposed to love them. Like, they were targeted at you. Like, real talk. Like, those joints, what's the joint? Why I can't think of with the raccoon, the sneaky raccoon.
Sly
Cooper. Like, those joints were geared, like, directly at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Did you like the Ratchet and Clank movie, Marcus? I'd love to hear that. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank doesn't mean anything to me. Not even like, I mean, I know what it means to the industry and to PlayStation and to Insomniac. Like, I get all that. Ratchet and Clank is like Pokemon. Well, actually, it's not. Pokemon over Ratchet and Clank easy, but like Pokemon is way more important than Ratchet and Clank is. But I'm not coming for your childhood. I'm just saying that I understand, Marcus, that Ratchet and Clank and those games were geared specifically toward you and your bracket. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, Insomniac has never done a game I've cared about until they did Spider-Man. None of their games have been games that, like, I tried. What was the Xbox exclusive joint?
I'm trying to think of Overdrive. Is it Sunset Overdrive?
Sunset Overdrive.
I was into that joint. I bodied that joint.
You were.
They were gonna make that joint groundbreaking, but it
was fluke. Yeah. Like, again, listen. what I will say about Insomniac and what they did with those games, they make unique guns. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Oh, fire!
You know what I'm saying? Like they make unique guns, and they did the one other joint they did. I think it was called Haze. It was like a 4-player. Try to make it a little more serious. Like
yeah, that's
everybody together.
Right. Yeah,
it was okay. It wasn't like
as I said, it was alright,
but it was like a 4-player co-op joint, like 360 PS3 era. And I enjoyed it. Real talk, I'm gonna say I feel like I enjoyed it because it was co-op and I played it with good people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know that it stood
Right.
1000%. What up? Gex was decent.
I ain't messing with Gex. I ain't messing with Gex.
You don't
Jackson
remember
Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, those were my joints.
I never played that jump.
I tried Sly Cooper, couldn't do it. I didn't even give two about Gex.
Gex, bruh. I'm not. That's not. No, that joint wasn't decent. I'm not giving you that one. I'm not giving you that, Marcus. I'm coming for your childhood now, dog. I'm coming
like
for that joint.
A fake lizard James Bond or something.
Yes, it was. Exactly, and let me tell you something. All the credibility that you had for being like Ratchet and Clank, if Ratchet and Clank was dope and Gex, nah, dog.
Yeah.
You know what you talking about? I'm done listening to you.
Like you had with Jackson back in that, but after that, nah, bro.
You thought the movie was okay? Clover, what's up, babe? Listen. Right now, I think you're right saying that, like, them not dropping the game now and pushing it to June probably better, because it just does give a lot more people an opportunity to get
a
PlayStation 5 beforehand. And here's the thing, I really think that joint, I mean, it's really technically the first real PS5 exclusive, right? Like, it's the first. This not only is this only on PlayStation 5, but it can only really be done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gex.
Yeah.
That joint. Not the move, dog. I feel like that joint was like a like a Philips CDI joint or something like that. Like, I know it was on other stuff, but like that joint is just. But that was in an era where like everybody was just trying to do some kind of a mascot platformer joint. And I'm gonna tell you that the only Ratchet and Clank survived that joint. Obviously, Mario started that joint. Sonic survived that joint. Yep. And real talk, much love as I got for Sonic, them joints are so-so. They just are. They're so-so. Like, you can't even really, you late, Ty, but it's cool because we let you slide on CP time. And like, I try, like, them Sonic joints, man, if you go back and play them, it's like, the idea, concept of going fast doesn't actually exist in them joints. Right. Like, you're constantly stopping and backtracking. It just loses it. Did y'all see the I was gonna bring this up yesterday, but I figured we'll save it for today. Did y'all see the little teaser trailer joint they did for Sonic 2, the movie?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. One, I just like bang with Miles. Miles, not because he's a good character or because he has two tails. You know what I'm saying? But Miles Tails Prower. Prower. Miles per hour, dog. That's my guy, yo. That's it, dog.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's it, bro. That's the only reason. Everybody else can go, man. You know what I'm saying? Knuckles supposed to be in this joint.
Right.
They sold it by having the music from, like,
I know
the Emeralds on. Like, that was it.
That was clean. That
was sold. On you right? See, Cuddy know what's up. Sonic was actually like weak. They just had Crash Bandicoot, fluke. Slim was terrible. He's up there. To me, Crash Bandicoot, if it hadn't been 3D, I feel like that's the only thing that really did it. And that joint was only like semi 3D, like going toward the. It wasn't like it. That joint was definitely not like open world Mario 64.
Running left and right.
That joint's up there with like Arrow the Acrobat, Like that's it's like hey, Crash Week. Oh, them Jones fluke, man. Hey, listen. It's Knuckles. Pumpkin Hills on. Hey, listen. And look, Sonic Jai like had some of the best music ever made. Michael Jackson was putting his foot in it. Real talk. They was remixing Mike joints. Yeah, I think for real. Again, I don't care about Ratchet and Clank, and I hope that there are enough children, because that's really technically where this is targeted. I mean, not that it's not adults who've been like Ratchet and Clank's been around long enough. Obviously, there are people who grew up with it. Still that would be cool. You're absolutely right. Donkey Kong Country was way better. Donkey Kong Country better than almost all of them joints. I think June is probably solid. I would hope now the investor report, the earnings call that they did like a week ago or whatever, they said they don't expect to have PlayStation 5s regularly available until like third quarter of the year.
Jeez.
Not like third fiscal quarter, but yeah, they talking like September before them joints supposed to be available. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Why pushing it to June? I feel like there's something else going on in June that maybe we're missing or we're not seeing, or something else may be happening. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that because there are some other things going on. But again, it does feel a little like, man, PlayStation been out. PlayStation 5 will have been out for 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah.
And this is really the first thing that's like, well, this is all, you know what I mean? This is what you can do with a PS5. However, if they're going to do it that way. Thank you so much, Leah. Happy Lunar New Year to you too.
Hey.
Let's talk a little bit about Anthem. So there was an investor call this week.
Right, they were supposed to discuss the fate of it.
They have decided.
Appreciate that.
We are going to listen. Leah, don't. You know what?
Don't bash.
You can love that background.
Continue.
That's cool. Yeah. This whole thing where they're like, yeah, we're gonna redo Anthem. We're gonna start from the ground up. They've had a small team working on this of like 30 people.
Damn, I didn't realize. Jeez.
And they supposed to decide the fate of Anthem this week. Is it worth continuing to try to work on, move forward, whatever? Talk to me. Is there something they can do to save Anthem? Is there something they can do that will make you jump back in and play again? I mean, we played Anthem.
I would say it's hard to say, only because we haven't seen anything from Anthem over the time that they've been supposedly, overhauling it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it'd be different if they was trickling out stuff like, all right, here's a big update. These are the stuff we're working on now. This is what's coming down the pipeline. Like nothing. It's just sitting there stagnant. They're just saying, we're doing it. We're working on it. We're getting it together. Like it's at this point, it's almost it's like out of sight, out of mind now at this point.
And especially
it's taking a long time.
Yeah, they oversold it. Like this was supposed to be the Destiny killer. So I was waiting to get into Anthem. Like I didn't play it as much as you guys did, but I played it enough that it was just like I had to put it away. I couldn't deal. Like it was okay.
I mean the gameplay loop. And here's what I think. I think if they had. I think that there are cases you can easily point to now where a game comes out that is a game as a service, which is what that was intended to be, that doesn't necessarily hit on all cylinders when it drops, but like they stay at it, they keep working, they stay in contact with the community, and they make it work. You look at Rainbow Six. You look at For Honor. Look at Ubisoft, because they do it better than anybody else does, right? Look at Final Fantasy 14.
Hey, I was going to say, even Avengers is trying.
Yeah, they're
like, I say executing
well. Work, but you're right, it is trying. And you know what, Kookie, listen, I'm not letting Anthem die so they can get back to Mass Effect. Here's the thing. BioWare getting back to what BioWare is known for / good at. I don't even know if that's really possible because nobody who was there when they were in their prime doing that stuff, doing original Mass Effect trilogy, doing original Dragon Age, doing KOTOR, nobody's there anymore. The person who they needed was Casey Hudson. Casey came back and left again. So, I would love to see BioWare get back to it. I just don't know if they're going to be able to. And I had high hopes for Anthem. I really did. Because I just like the idea of them trying to do something. They really did take a lot of what was working in Mass Effect, like, at least in terms of what worked in Mass Effect multiplayer. Because, man, that Mass Effect multiplayer.
It's still a problem.
Yeah, I mean, look. If whatever it is they're working on even looks remotely like it could work, I think they should greenlight it. That's where I'm at. EA has the money. That's not. That's a problem. Yeah, let's be real about it. Like, EA has the money to put into it, and you've had people on it for, let's say, 8 or 9 months at least since it dropped, essentially failed, and then needed more stuff or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you listen. You're right, Cuddy. I think it's been too long. Yeah, I mean, look, games as a service. What does Rainbow Six have now? Like 40 characters?
I don't know, some dumb stupid at this point.
You know what I mean?
They got a bunch. Yeah,
like it's out of control, but they're doing it.
Always doing events.
Marcus, yeah, Anthem was a game that BioWare put together that came out. Nah, it's 2 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
2019. It was like March 2019. So that was like 2 years ago. That was designed to be a game as a service. They had a story. I mean, the story was so-so.
Yep, 2019.
It had terrible load time. The chase for like leveling your character and so forth was like almost worth it, but just it wasn't quite there. But the mechanics were impeccable. Like
the flight in that game was spot on.
Flying
That was Iron Man.
Is like
Iron Man. That was
anything else. Yeah, like if you play Avengers now and you use Iron Man, you like, this is wrong.
Facts.
Because Anthem did it right and Lego did it right. Hey. Bruh, it feels so raw to fly around in Lego games as Iron Man. It's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Why doesn't it feel like that in every other game? You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. Hire that dude. Like, you hired the dude who was in charge of making sure that the Leviathan Act worked the way it worked for, you know what I'm saying, for God of War. You hired that dude to do Thor's hammer in Avengers. Why didn't you hire the person who was responsible for flight in the Lego games?
Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
Thor is clean. Thor is by far my favorite character to run with in Avengers, and that joint is absolutely clean.
And I tell you what, it still doesn't feel as good as God of War. It doesn't, bro. It doesn't feel as good as God of War. There's just no two ways about it. But it is clean. But it doesn't feel like that. The combat system's not built the same way. So like throwing a hammer and getting a hammer back is cool, but the combat system's not the same. I mean, all in all, I'd be perfectly fine if Anthem died because at this point the money is spent. But I wouldn't mind because I spent the money if they actually gave me something to go play.
I'm with you on
That's all I'm saying. And at this point, it's EA Play.
Yeah.
So everybody who's got Game Pass, like you just have it. So just now, if they do it and they turn around and do something dumb like try to charge for it,
that's gonna be a problem.
That's when you throw up when it forward.
Yep.
Yeah, that 100%. I could.
At this point, they just need to try to do the fix, kind of like with in Destiny 1, kind of where when it started to fall off, and then they did the Taken King and revitalized it. Like, if they come with something like that, then there's a good potential that maybe they can get to the point where they can start making new stuff, and then you know what? Maybe then at that point start charging for some new stuff. But right now, you need a fix
Yeah, you got to fix what's broken and get the community back in there.
Expectations were when it was first supposed to come out. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, there are people who don't even know what Anthem is. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you do it and you market it right, if you take the money that you get from, we're all gonna buy the Mass Effect Legacy joint. We're all gonna be busy playing that joint anyway. So you got a little time, but I would almost rather they go ahead and focus on Dragon Age. But I like the idea of getting something that is a new IP that isn't the same thing. You know what I mean? Rehashed over and over again. Like I'm okay with that. But if you had to guess right now, what do you think EA decides? Do they nix it or do they give them the green light?
Knowing EA's history, I think they're going to give it the green light. I mean,
dude,
look at what they did with NBA Live. They're just absolutely great. So,
hey, bro, listen.
You have a point.
You got a point.
I'm sorry. NBA Live should have died a long time ago, but they kept trying. They even rebranded it, and it still failed miserably.
Do you know what though? I'm gonna tell you what I think the difference is between that and what Anthem is. I would be willing to wager that contractually, in order for EA to be able to continue to have a license to work on NBA games, they had to be working on something and put something out.
Understand that.
And they didn't want it. They didn't want to risk losing it. I mean, you know what? Speaking of EA and sports titles, did y'all see that they doing an NCAA football?
Yes. Yes.
That I am actually excited for.
Why? Why are you excited for that?
For me, like, I played NCAA more than I played Madden. I enjoy the whole road of building your character up and then eventually migrating the character from NCAA over to Madden. But I just enjoy.
I don't know if they're doing that.
I don't know. No, I know they're probably not going to do that. Yeah. But I just overall enjoyed the gameplay more in NCAA than I did in Madden. I don't know.
They're not the same game. They were different teams, and they played differently. I respect that.
Yeah, and I just loved it. When I moved my character over, it was just like, I kind of just want to just go back and just keep playing NCAA. So, you know.
I mean, look, I hate Madden. I hate it. I hate it because there's no other football games. Because there's nobody to push them, to really push the innovation and make them do anything. There's no competition, man. Like, everybody talks 2K and Madden, and that's cool because 2K was smashing Madden, period. But I'm from the era of 2K, NFL Game Day, Quarterback Club, NFL Blitz. Like, there was all kinds of football games. You know what I'm saying? Including
I came across
college football
the other day. I actually found Game Day 98 the other day.
That's when it was real.
Oh.
Live did die in 2006, but they buried it in like 2011. Yeah. And then they resurrected it and buried it again because the joint was garbage. Yeah, I mean, listen, no, Madden didn't kill the competition. EA
bought
out the license.
I was gonna say they
bought everybody else down. Because even after they bought the license, 2K still did another game. They did like the legendary joint that was in like 20. That was 06. They did that. It was 05 when they bought it was 2K5 and Madden 05. Yeah. That was the last 2K. In 06, they had purchased the license for 10 years. And 2K did a game that year. And they did it was like a Legends game or whatever. And they had like a bunch of old NFL players and a bunch of fake teams. And it was like, it was actually still a better game than Madden was. But like nobody wanted to play it because it was like, nobody wants to play with these teams. Nobody knows who they are. You know what I mean? Yeah, listen, the college game, having no player likenesses, I mean, that's how it has to be, right? Because the student athletes are not allowed to get paid.
Right.
And realistically, they should get paid. And that's why they've been away from it for so long. There was just too much going on. And I still think it's a dangerous road to tread, I'll be honest with you. Their ability to stay away from having players on the team that are very similar to players who are on the actual teams, teams that have ratings that seem to match what those actual teams are, and numbers that are
right
similar to those numbers. Is kind of like, come on, Slim, like that's me. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like
you're pushing it.
I mean, I do. I feel like all of that needs to be relooked at, but that's, you know, as far as that. But I do think that I think that they should be doing something. I don't think it would be necessarily a bad idea for student athletes to be able to get paid for something like that.
This.
I don't necessarily think they should get like endorsements and things like that. You know what I mean? To get you know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily think that, but that's a
They don't have names, but they still, show. Which I still find funny though. But they still put like an athlete on the cover, so you don't necessarily can't have the
right. So they probably won't be an athlete on the cover this year. It'll probably just say NCAA and have like a bunch of the team logos. You know what I mean, from the colleges, and that'll be what it is. Yeah, you're right. NFL 2K was not only better than Madden, it was way less. It was like $20.
Yeah,
Madden was $50. So Madden had to drop their price to $30 because people were coming in to buy Madden, and I was like, "Nah, dog, get the 2K." I'm trying to tell you, people were coming back like, "Yo, that 2K is sick." Then when EA dropped the price to $30 and people was coming in for Madden, I was like, "Nah, buy both. I guarantee you only play 2K." People like, I was like, "You was gonna spend $50 anyway. You thought you was spending $50. Buy them both. I'm telling you now, buy them both. That 2K is going to put, you know what I mean? Like,
I remember coming to stores and seeing that 2K on the display, and people thinking it was a real football game out there. Like,
dog, at that point in time, that was ew.
Slim. Listen, you gotta remember that they didn't just buy the license for the NFL. They bought ESPN's license too.
Mm-hmm.
They bought Disney's license because 2K had the sick ESPN presentation, bruh.
Yes, they did.
They went back to the desk in between the joint with the ESPN logo. Like, that joint was fire, bruh. Like, that joint was fire. They was like, nah, we can't have this. They went and did like the ESPN license for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. Yeah, I mean, you know, look, I think it's cool that the college game will come back. I think if they have a different team working on it and it does actually play different than Madden, it will give people something else to look forward to. And I think if nothing else, having two teams, even if they're both at EA, creating games that are both football games when they're doing something different and using a different engine or whatever, will push each other. Because there's no way you won't hear from people like, yo, NCAA joint better than Madden. You know what I'm saying? Because they have this and this and this. You know what I mean? And then the Madden team had to be like, a word? Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it just, at least there will be something to help push that.
That's what they need. Just some type of competition, even if it's an internal competition for it. Because at this point, Madden hasn't had to change anything for the last how many years? Decade now?
They just update the roster.
That's almost all they do, dog. Like, real talk, they've done the same thing with FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
They
need to get like people at PES, how they just, instead of releasing like game year after year now, it's just doing the software update with like the rosters and the things and add it in.
Which
come
is
out with a new
all you
title.
really have to do.
Yeah,
like,
and then just do a new title. Like
Madden doesn't need to be anything other than a platform, and you just update it every year. And it doesn't have to just be players. Like, now you can actually do a full update that updates graphics and change. You can do that now. Bruh. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's doable. But there are people who don't play anything but Madden and they're gonna buy it every year. It doesn't matter. So, like, you know, I mean, because we're on the subject, I will say, like, I'm very much in the camp of like, give me EA Sports Big back. I'm down with some SSX.
I'm gonna say SSX.
Let me get an NBA Street. I've been saying that. Like, they should have been left live out. They should have just done an NBA Street and said, well, like, we'll let them do the simulation game. We'll do the arcade game. And then
they would have killed.
I'm pretty sure they was working on that. And that's why 2K bought the 3-on-3 Battlegrounds. They bought so that they would have a, like, all right, well, we got an arcade joint. We ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, but come on, man.
Y'all got football. We got basketball.
Time is right. Get that EA Sports Big. We've been saying that now for a couple of years.
Bro.
But, like, y'all just need to do that. Street will kill it.
NBA
Street will kill it. Like, and you can.
Volume 2. Dog, that joint was fire, bro.
And y'all can
that joint was incredible, dog. I don't even know if you can get away with some of that stuff anymore. What was the joint? It was like NBA Street,
Oh,
but it was like
Ballers.
Ballers, bruh.
Yeah,
Listen.
I remember that show.
NBA Ballers was a thing. Like that joint is definitely a product of like the early 2000s. That joint is definitely like Pimp My Ride for basketball.
Right.
But that, like they could have just put Exhibit on the front of that joint.
Pimp My Basketball Game, dude.
So that's all that joint really was. But that joint was fire,
was
bro.
fire.
I was all over that joint. I was all over that joint.
I'm gonna go back and play that show.
You don't.
You're gonna look disgusting.
Yeah, I don't wanna say, go back. It might be fun, but you don't want to look
I
at it.
don't want to look at that show. It'll be disgusting.
You don't want to look at that, bro.
Now that you say that,
Nah, don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself, man.
too late.
The same dude that was responsible at EA for making NBA Street a thing is the same one that did Def Jam, Vendetta, and Fight for New York. I need Slim to go talk to somebody.
Just talk to him, dude.
Just get me Def Jam, dog. Just give me the joint. Like real talk. I don't care if you got to go sign a bunch of old rappers, dog. I'll take a remaster of that joint,
I'm
dog.
good with the remaster.
And this show might not be too bad.
Really? You looking at
fire.
Oh damn! Hold on, let me.
I just put that in
Hey,
clip.
Ballers, real talk.
Yeah, that could be a Friday night thing. Cross each other up.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
What's
That's
that?
not-
Chauncey,
that's not-
My man Chauncey Billups. I forget he was on the cover.
Chauncey Billups, boy. Listen, I know them joints was caricatures, but they really overdid it with my man head, dog. My man head was that joint was a light bulb, Slim. Yeah, they overdid it with that joint.
Oh man.
So listen, did y'all hear about the unfortunate passing of Robert Altman?
Yes.
Yo, I absolutely remember State of Emergency.
What?
That was when Rockstar was doing whatever they want.
Straight up.
They just like still do.
I'm gonna say yeah, they do.
They was putting stuff out.
Yeah.
Throwing it to the wall, see what's gonna stick.
No, you know what I mean? Like that's that.
Straight cause and
no.
riots.
That's that like manhunt.
Yep.
State of Emergency, like that joint. They was overdoing it. Yeah, man. So Robert Altman, who was the CEO of ZeniMax Media, who Microsoft just paid that $10.5 billion for. What's up, Terrence? Yeah, he passed away. It's either earlier today or last night.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, because we do video games, but we also do pop culture. It's also, I guess,
Kind of
noteworthy that this is literally Linda Carter, the original television's Wonder Woman's husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're based here in the area, so just some condolences, man. Just you know,
100.
it's going to affect the video game world and the pop culture world for sure. So just taking a quick moment. But since we talk State of Emergency and we just talk Rockstar, let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 5 for a second.
Another game that just won't stop.
Ballin'.
Ice Slim. Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 140 million units. 140 million units. And as impressive as that is, they sold more copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 in 2020
That's what I'm saying.
than they did the year the joint came out.
Ridiculous.
Slim.
But hey, pandemic, a lot of people in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They could be playing anything else though.
But then you got people like us. Nah, fam, you get in the box. Nah, you got to get Grand Theft. We got to run.
Once you get in Grand Theft, just
Yeah.
like you get in there and you start
Fact.
like just saying run the heist and doing all that stuff, you get in depth to it and you just do not want
Right.
to put it down.
Hey, Terrius, we're not going to discuss WandaVision. This the video game show. Even if it wasn't, we wouldn't discuss it only because we try to keep the spoilers clean.
Mhm.
What I will say is make sure you jump on MCU chat.
Hold up, let me throw it in there for
Just
Go
throw
ahead
it
and
in
throw
there.
that link in there. Jump on MCU chat. We got an area in there that is specifically for spoilers. There's no shame. I will tell y'all right now, I will be up at 3 a.m.
I will be up. I am
watching
too.
this joint
3 a.m.
the moment it drops.
That's me too.
Jump on that group, bruh. So much happening. So much happening. Yeah, bro. Listen to me. Please bear in mind that this game is selling like it's brand new, and they are still planning to release Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5 versions this year.
Yep. I'll do it all over
The
again.
joint about to be brand new again.
The same game. That's
And they gonna
that's
keep
just
it
awesome.
going.
That's what a company hopes you can do. It's like, hey, we had this one game. We just gonna ride this game for I don't know how many years, and just keep going with it. All we gotta do is keep throwing these nice updates.
More people keep coming to it.
Keep throwing these.
People not
It's a
stopping.
fact.
Yeah, more people keep
updates in
coming.
there.
It's not slowing down, and they're consistent with updates and content and all that
Well, here's the
stuff.
thing. I mean, really, I have to say, I'm pretty sure. I mean, as cool as the main story is, I'm positive it's Grand Theft Auto Online that is really doing it.
Oh, fact.
And I listen, I was convinced that they were just gonna be like, we don't even need to worry about Grand Theft Auto 5. We'll just push Grand Theft Auto Online. But I think the only reason why they're not just doing that and charging people for that is because they did that with Red Dead.
Mm-hmm. They did the test with it.
Red Dead 2, for like $5, you could just get Red Dead Online. You don't have to have the base game at all. So they're definitely testing the waters, which tells me that more than likely, whatever Grand Theft Auto 6 is, even if it comes with some sort of an online, that there will be an option to just do a standalone Grand Theft Auto 6 online.
There'll be a distinction between online and
they'll have to figure out what to call it, or whatever it's going to be. But the money is going to be in having that online game. So let's throw a couple things out here. Is Grand Theft Auto 6 going to be in Vice City?
Yes.
I think yes, because they've been teasing that.
Yep. It's time for that. We've already went back to Liberty City. We've already been back in San Andreas. It's time to go back there. So yeah.
So here's my question. Listen, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I feel like, see, the thing about Vice City isn't really the city. The thing about Vice City was the setting and the time. See, it was Miami Vice, bro. Yeah. That joint was pure 1980s, 80s vehicles, 80s music, 80s outfits. You know what I'm saying? Blazer on with the sleeves rolled up. It was Crockett and Tubbs, bro. I don't know if Vice City. That's actually why I feel like they haven't gone back to it in the same way. Because San Andreas, as a game, even though it was also a period piece and took place in the 90s, it was still very close to the 90s when it, you know what I mean, when it happened. I don't feel like it was so far removed at the time from current time. You know what I mean? I feel like Vice City is a different beast altogether. And I just feel like a lot of people, whatever love you have for it, the neon lights and the time frame and the music or whatever, I feel like just did a thing to set the mood. Now they could certainly do Miami now and make it current. You so right, Miami Vice, no doubt. And they could have an 80s, you know what I'm saying, station. It just has all the hits. You know what I'm saying? Has all the joints on it.
The oldie station.
But I don't feel like they could go back and do a period piece like that again. They might be able to do like, here's the game, and they do a flashback where at some point during the main game you're doing that, you know what I mean, or whatever. Yeah. I don't think it would stand like an online version like that. And as cool as I feel like it would be to revisit Vice City, I kind of feel like I'd like to see them just take on another city, something we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? The question would be, where? What city do they do? And does it have to be the U.S.?
That's what I was about to say.
Nah, because
I
they
would
done
like
one
to
in
see it, go outside.
They've
of the
done one in
country.
London.
Well,
one of the old school over top ones.
the
when they first
original,
came
right?
out,
The
it was
original
in
Grand
London,
Theft Auto
yeah.
before they went 3D.
So it's in the universe. A London city, whatever they call it, is in their universe somewhere.
yeah.
Chicago could probably be a good one.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind, Cuddy. You're right. That was one of the few games that had Michael Jackson songs on it. Those songs were, again, we're talking Sony, and Vice City was exclusive to the Sony platform when it came out. And Michael Jackson, his early music was on Columbia, which is owned by Sony. So that, like, part of the reason why those games had such great music is because, and part of the reason why they were exclusive, what nobody talks about, is because they were able to do those kinds of deals with Sony, because Sony had their hands in music because they own Columbia, which, like, it's a rabbit hole. I know the music stuff. It's a rabbit hole. That's part of why that happened. That's part of Epic, Columbia, Sony Music, all under the same umbrella. That's part of what made them able to do it. Ty says Japan.
That'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting. I don't know if it would resonate the way it should. Here,
you know how mad I'll be if Grand Theft Auto goes to Japan before Assassin's Creed does?
A lot of people.
That would be upsetting.
I'll be steaming.
That'd be upsetting.
Steaming. Japan is a different, real talk, would be.
Yeah, I'm sitting there I'm just thinking about it, just the landscape and just
the
how
crowds, bro.
How it all works out. Yeah, it would.
And that means you're doing Yakuza. Because think about it. If you're doing underground, like if it's Grand Theft, bro.
Hey, you don't go to Japan.
Yakuza, Chinese mafia, all that stuff.
Yeah, they don't know about it.
Triad, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually touched on Triad stuff when they did like Chinatown Wars and other top-down stuff. It was like,
so that could be a tie-in, like that could be another tie-in, like we're going back to the motherland or whatever, like
80s DC. Oh, you want all the crack cocaine?
No, we already did the 80s piece. We already did 80s and 90s. We can't do it. We can't do it.
Shoot, bro. The mayor was on it, bro. They can't do it with us. What? Slim. Yeah, man. I don't know about that. That joint would be fire though. I don't know about that though. That would be fire though. I'd be down. So we got a lot of casting news. Last of Us. I don't. Okay, let me start with. Not a huge Last of Us fan. Cool game. I get it. I understand. Yeah, they were trials in GTA 3, but they did a whole game
for the game
called Chinatown Wars.
That was one of the Game Boys. Game Boy Advance. Something like that, yeah.
And I think eventually they ported it over to the PSP.
Yes.
And that's like all that it was about. It was like Triad Wars or whatever. Which again, real talk, was one of my favorite things about San Andreas was taking over territory. Like the gang war and taking over territory, I was about it, bro. I was so about roaming them streets like a Slim. That's them ballers? Nah, dog. We gotta get them, bro.
Let's go take them out.
Homie CJ. Yeah, them southeast missions would be too much, bro. Hey, listen. 1980s
definitely.
Grand Theft Auto joint over in Trinidad? No, sir. And I'm gonna tell you what. If they do it and it ain't no go-go on the radio stations, it's a fail.
Oh, well, I don't think they would drop the ball like that. I don't think they would drop the ball.
You hope they wouldn't drop
They don't know.
I don't. No, I don't think Rockstar would drop the ball. They would give us a radio station with go-go on it. They would. I mean, heck, in San Andreas, you got West Coast hip hop stations, like
but that's so like why, you know what I mean? Like,
but it's saying like how it's in tune to the city or whatever. Like, I don't think they would drop the ball on that. They're so well known for their music, and they're
Bro, they better not mess that up. Hey, Sleeping Dogs was fire.
That joint was
Sleeping
great.
Dogs was fire, bro.
When will I get my sequel for that joint? Because that joint was fire.
You're not. That's another remaster, but
that's not happening. You're not getting a remaster of that joint. That joint's done. Those joints were based on Shoot, what was the name of them games, y'all? Bruh.
Them Jones was fire.
They had the joint with True Crime.
Okay, yeah.
True Crime.
Yeah.
They had a joint. Wasn't Redman in one of them joints? I'm not making this up.
I feel like
I know Redman was in one of them joints. Like whatever the joint I think they did before they did Sleeping Dogs. That might be why it didn't pop off. So listen, this Last of Us news while you look that up. Pedro Pascal, lead role playing Joel in the Last of Us show on show on HBO. How do we feel?
I'm okay with it.
Are you?
I'm okay. Like, hey,
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong in a second, but okay.
Hey,
I'm not with him or Ellie, the girl playing Ellie. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, here's the thing: the girl who's playing Ellie looks the part. Here's what I'll say. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's Shorty from Game of Thrones." You already know I don't do Game of Thrones. That joint was fluky.
I know.
I didn't watch
know
Game
exactly
of Thrones.
what she is.
I can't say one way or the other, but everybody's like, "Yo, she vicious." Yeah, everybody is like, "Yo, she's the one." So I give him that because I don't know. I can't speak on that. Pedro Pascal, right now, has one hit in his pocket, 2 seasons. Mandalorian. I don't see his face, and I barely hear his voice, and it doesn't count. Let me tell you what erases all the goodwill my man had. Pedro Pascal, Wonder Woman 84. Garbage.
Yep.
Garbage, dog. And my man is supposed to be playing an American dude, and that accent just keep sliding in and out of that joint. Like somebody needed to work with Slim. That dude cannot play Joel with that terrible American accent that he had. It's gonna be garbage. It'll be garbage. I cannot.
Hey,
so
he did something. He impressed.
I'm not with it.
He impressed him. So
what? You make it sound like you've never seen a movie that wasn't a good movie, that didn't have bad acting. Clearly, they saw a bunch of people and chose someone to be in it. What are you talking about?
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I just said. I'm okay.
Narcos.
In Narcos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes. Sure. Narcos.
Yeah.
Joel, that's cool.
I'm not sold on Joel.
Not feeling it.
Yeah.
Not feeling it. Jack Black playing Claptrap.
I'm down for that though.
Are you with it?
I can get behind that.
I
can get behind
I feel like
that.
he's that's something he could definitely pull off.
Hey, listen. Y'all keep throwing me everything Pedro has done. As happy as you were. I will take whatever you're giving me and I will raise you Wonder Woman 84. That's what all the good with my man has. I'm like, I can't.
You know what? It's funny when they say that. I'm just now remember. You know what? Yes, he was in Game of Thrones and he was in the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Very short-lived in Game of Thrones, but he was firing that. And he was firing the Kingsman. I gotta go back and rewatch Kingsman though, because I gotta hear his accent. Because he was playing in the American.
I gotta go back and look at it too.
Go back and watch that now.
I didn't initially realize that was actually him until
me neither. Till just now.
No, it was. I went back. I was looking him up. I don't know what it was, and then I found that out. So I had to go back and look. I was like, oh, that is him. But yeah, I gotta go back and
I need to go back and watch that one specifically to hear the accent with the cowboy thing. And like, I gotta.
I don't hate Pedro Pascal.
I don't think you do.
I just hate what happened in Wonder Woman 84.
I know. Bad taste.
And I can't disassociate at the moment.
It was the last thing he put out that he was in. Not he put out, but last thing that was out that he was in, wasn't it?
That would take
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Because it's the biggest thing he's supposed to have ever done. This was supposed to be that. Yeah, listen. Jack Black being Claptrap. That's bothering me saying that over and over again.
Claptrap. Say that 10 times fast.
Ty, let me tell you what we're not going to do here. We're not getting ready to go on DC defense. You hear me?
Oh, he's already there.
The only DC defense you can have is 1980s crack. They better have some Coco and Grand Theft Auto DC defense. We're not doing DC Comics defense right now.
Just go back to WandaVision, Ty. Just go back to that right now.
Yes, he cared. Yes, he cashed that check. Yes, he should have got better residuals. He's part of the problem. That joint didn't do. That joint did not do what it should have done. So, as a whole, where are we on? Are we feeling comfortable about the number of video game properties that are seeming to like actually like really move into cinema, whether it's TV or whatever? Mortal Kombat joint looks like that joint might actually come through.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, they have a history of being terrible, so it just washes over me like water right now until I see one that comes out and I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm like, all right, y'all trying it again? Whatever.
It's like they're just throwing them out there now. Just everyone keeps trying. They're just trying to find the one that works. But I don't know if you can necessarily take the catalyst of if that one works and then try to meld it with everything else. That's just not going to work. I feel like there are some like game frame. Like I can probably think a couple, but I feel like there's some maybe they should just leave it as a game because I just don't think it would just translate that well in the movies. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Anime into US, it just hasn't worked. Like everything that they've done, I'm okay with when you go in, you tweak, you change a couple of things. Understand that, but when you change like the whole base and the whole premises of what like a character is, and you destroy it, like that's the part.
You mean like Wanda getting her powers from a Mind Stone instead of being a mutant?
No. That's one of those small like.
That's a small thing.
No. When I say in the world of MCU, I think MCU is just an anomaly. Because of the way they can write things in and make it work, just because of how all the movies, like not having mutants, I feel like MCU is an anomaly because you know what, they've made it work. They've made it work for the properties that they had, the things that they couldn't do because they didn't own certain properties.
Video games is different because you're trying to translate something that people actually have an active role in. Like, you play a video game, so you have an active role in what happens. Trying to take Street Fighter and make it into a movie, a live action movie in the US, is mostly dumb because technically the story doesn't actually exist, right? Every character has an ending.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem with it.
Whoever wins is the person who, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's whose story it is. So you have to adjust that, fix that, change that. Like, all of that, like, Chun-Li works for Interpol and is with Guile. Like, it works for the anime. It didn't work in the theater. Actors were bad. You want to see them actually do the moves from the game. They weren't prepared to really do that and pull that off at the time. I mean, I think now, from a standpoint of what can be done with a computer, they've managed to help make it so that you could pull off some of that stuff. Like what Mortal Kombat was when the first Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2 movies came out. And they're decent. They're decent. But you can really pull it off now. And Mortal Kombat as a game has changed because they live in that story mode. And that joint is dope. So like now I feel like you could actually transfer what Mortal Kombat is into a movie because there is an actual story being told in the game, right? Last of Us is really it's a cinematic. Yes, there's gameplay, but let's be real. The gameplay in The Last of Us is the worst thing about it. It's a video game.
I agree with you more.
You're supposed to play, and to me, the gameplay should be first, which is why I don't give The Last of Us the kind of credentials. Like I don't put it on the pedestal other people put it on. But I understand in terms of doing something different with storytelling and what you can do in a video game and having something you can point to people who don't play games and you can say, this is what video games have evolved from. It's not Pac-Man, you know what I mean? Like this is where it has gone. Games like Gone Home, you know what I mean, or whatever, like there's a story that is being told and that you can tell, and one that actually makes sense. Like Resident Evil, the story in Resident Evil doesn't make sense. So the story in the movies doesn't really have to make sense. Let's just keep it a buck. Metal Gear, don't ever make that a movie.
Good God.
That's the dumbest game in existence based solely in its story. Gameplay is what you're there for. There's some story to it.
But that's
I don't know anybody that can explain to me perfectly what's happening.
Dog, as many times
in Metal Gear,
as many
for
times
real.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2, like I could tell you some tidbits, but it's like you go from like being like a real action, it could be like an actual real type of thing, but then we start throwing like vampire in here, and then we have like
Hey, look, I didn't mind the cool crazy characters. All I know was by the time I got to end of part 2, I was lost. I was like,
and
I don't know.
you should have been.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, here, I'm at the end. I'm just gonna beat it. I don't get what's going on at this point.
Right. That's what Kojima does. So listen, okay, they made Street Fighter into 2 animated movies though, so doing it live action should be easy. I disagree.
I disagree with that 100%.
Just because, again, in animation, you can show me all the special moves. You know what I mean? Like you can let me see fireballs, dragon punches. You know what I mean? Tetsumaki Senpu Kyakus. Like you can give me all that. We not mad at the tiger and the tiger and the tiger uppercut. We not mad at none of that because it's all doable, right? In animation, but in live action,
it don't
totally different story.
Yep, that's when you start getting the shaky ground.
It's a totally different story.
You get some bad CG
now.
Actually, you know what? If you if you want to go about that route, talking about like Street Fighter and the animated movies, and it could be live action, then in that case, I'll use DC as an example. The DC animated movies. Absolutely fire. Translate it to live action. What the hell? Like,
yeah.
He coming for you, Ty. He coming for you, Ty.
All right, I gotta do it. I gotta use that one because if it was that easy, DC has a slew. I gotta use Gage's word out of here of animated movies that they can use to make live action from, and they choose not to do it. Like,
stupid budget. I don't know.
Stupid. This movie's an hour 15 minutes, and it's better than everything y'all are putting out. Just copy and paste it with live action. Like that's it.
Real talk. Like I mean, games have been translated into animation successfully.
Agree.
For decades, especially in anime. But in animation, Street Fighter the movie, the original. Listen, the original language, that joint is one of the best anime films ever done. Easy. It's one of the best joints ever done. And it's still a stupid story because it's Street Fighter. Yeah. It's still a stupid story because it's Street Fighter. But in terms of like seeing what's happening, following what's going on, moment to moment action, like you can follow it.
Oh yeah.
Street Fighter the movie, the live action joint, you can't even follow what's happening. It don't even matter.
There was a good Superman fight somewhere.
So all right, so hold on. You know what? We're getting into weekly territory.
I know,
but I'm okay with this. So if they can make a good Superman fight in Man of Steel, they can do all that for Street Fighter. DC is a whole thing where they choose a path, then check it out. Batman vs Superman, Justice League. That's okay. So let's talk about the Superman fight in Man of Steel. First of all, whether it's a good fight, debatable. Regardless, here's the issue with that. What happened in that movie is it turned into Dragon Ball. The fight at the end of Man of Steel was literally a Dragon Ball fight, which is exactly what happened in what's that garbage Will Smith joint?
Oh, what?
I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Hancock.
There it is. Hey, hand job. Same thing happened in that joint, right? They're just zipping back and forth, hitting each other, knocking each other through walls or whatever. You can't do that in Street Fighter. That's not what Street Fighter is. Can you show people throw a fireball? Yes. Will the regular movie going public buy in? Because Ryu has no origin story. Why can this dude throw a fireball? Like Superman, it's explained. He's from a different planet. The people he's fighting are from a different planet. There's a suspension of disbelief that you allow yourself automatically because of that. Street Fighter's not like that. Because, hey Ty, get out of the comments. Get out of the comments, dog. Ellis, the next step, shut up, dog. And you don't get neck snaps in Dragon Ball. Nah, they just eviscerate people.
They just destroy you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Vegeta killed a whole crowd of people in the tournament.
And let me hold on. Let me run it back, because Ellis might be watching like the Cartoon Network version of Dragon Ball when they don't be dying like that.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? We might need to fix that for him. Go ahead, let my man get the plex fast.
Right.
Yeah, Ty, you're banned. So, matter of fact, see what you're doing? This is not what this show is for. Hancock was garbage, bruh. All right, now that's out of my system.
So, you feel good now?
Street Fighter. No, I don't. Like, I still have so much more to say, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Like right now, in order for me to deal with the fact that Hancock is a thing, I have to think about like Hitch. Like Hitch is cool. I like that joint. Street Fighter doesn't allow you to bring in a bunch of people who have no idea what Street Fighter is and accept that there are people that can do the kinds of things in the Street Fighter game that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you pull off an E Honda 100 hand slap? Yes. But why does it look like that? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is Blanka an acceptable character? Is Dao Sim an acceptable character? Can we, you know what I'm saying? Street Fighter would get the Last Airbender treatment. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Last Airbender, perfect. That joint is a perfect piece of animation to turn into a live action movie. It just wasn't done right. Hancock free on.
I gotta have me watch that joint tonight.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. You keep your trash can near you, sir. You finna throw up.
Not I, sir. I like that stuff.
You're about to be like South Park.
I know you like bad movies, sir. You enjoy throwing up too, apparently.
Oh God.
Yeah, I just think like I think we might be. This might be it. Like The Last of Us as a series on HBO. Uncharted as a movie. Again, these are two properties by the same company that have the same storytelling elements in them as video games. Mm-hmm. They might be ripe for actually turning into something live action that you can do something else with. Hey, listen. No, because even Sonic, the suspension of disbelief exists. Because the thing about Street Fighter is there's technically nothing fantasy about Street Fighter. Like the game itself, there's nothing fantasy about it. Like there isn't, like you just, as a video game player, you just accept the fact that you fight people and there's a monster dude you fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you just accept that in video games. It just kind of is what it is. Even in something like Mortal Kombat, there's a story there that says we are trying to protect Earth from being taken over by a demon realm. Like that's a thing that people understand from any set of movies. Make it a Dracula movie, make it a, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a thing that people automatically understand. Street Fighter doesn't give you any.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, everybody and everything's origin story is built into the story, so it's easy to follow and accept it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right.
When somebody says, "All right, I've seen people quote unquote swallow alcohol, breathe fire before." Sure, I'm there. How come his arm goes all the way across the screen?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what's happening. Why did that just happen?
How this dude shocked me with electricity over his whole entire body?
Yeah. Like, what are these light up scissors that this dude with the crazy haircut is throwing across the room? Like, none of that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You could get away with maybe Vega with a mask and a claw. M. Bison.
Oh, yeah.
As we would have to call him, which they probably couldn't get away with calling him if they did a movie about that now. Again, you can't really get away with DJ. You know, like you just, they're just, it's too out there, I think, for live action. That's what I think. And I think that an animated Street Fighter movie wouldn't do well in the theaters. I don't think it's enough for kids that it would do well as a joint that you could put out there.
Nah, it had to stay in the anime territory. Street Fighter has to stay there.
Hey, listen, Ellis. As much love as I have for Will Smith, real talk, as the highest paid actor in Hollywood, my man's run is like 50-50. His run is like 50-50. A Will Smith joint is either going to be really good or it's going to be garbage. It's like, there's no, like, you can't just go, Will Smith in it, that joint's going to be great. No haps. It doesn't work like that.
True.
He's literally the most fluke joint in Hollywood. I stand by it. And I didn't want to believe it, but I had to go back and look at his track record. Run it down. You probably like Wild Wild West, though. You can have it. Yeah. Sonic joint made him. I mean, listen, again, Sonic, you just accept the fact. It's a hedgehog, which is a real animal, but they're not blue.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Tails is.
I don't. Have they
Is
ever?
it fox?
It's a fox.
That's what I would think. A fox
I think
with
it's
two
a fox,
tails.
but
He's a
I don't-
two-tailed fox,
Yeah.
which makes him not even close to being Naruto. So get him out of here, dog. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Nah, Naruto body him.
Body him in a heartbeat.
What is this? I don't know, dog. Nah, what do you mean? Nah, we didn't forget Fathom events. What are you talking about? What are you upset about now, Ty? All I see is what, and I don't know what. I don't know what that was in response to.
But what with the 2 A's too?
Oh, I know what it is. It was about the Will Smith thing. I'm positive that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last Tomb Raider joint was good. It was all right.
I ain't never see it.
Oh,
Oh man.
hey, listen, man. If Will Smith come for me and come get me, yeah, I mean,
fine.
whatever,
Because
dog.
the
He
thing
West
was-
Philadelphia,
Hey,
born and raised. I'm
Now,
feeling like we
now we
can do
need
it. Like,
Ty is for
whatever.
Will Smith
Hey,
to play
Ty,
Batman. That'd
you
be
know
the perfect combination.
Ty, I was in your position where at one point I swore by Will Smith. We had this conversation at another point, and it was just like we just started throwing out random Will Smith movies, and it
You mean like
literally-
After Earth?
and it literally just went like good, bad, good, bad, and it was just a play back and forth. And like I will
He
say,
does have great joints.
yeah,
Oh,
He
fact.
has incredible joints under
Enemy of
his
the
belt.
State. Enemy of the State was a fire joint.
Ooh,
My man has the duddiest of duds though. He got major duds, bruh. And part of it is because they build his joints up to be like, I don't know if it's a bad Morgan Freeman joint. Name me a bad Tom Hanks joint. Do it. Y'all got me. See, we supposed to be talking about video. I'm just saying, dog. I ain't want to do this with y'all today.
Can't think of nothing off the top of my head right now.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Listen, the worst Tom Hanks joint is the joint with him and Marlon Wayans. That joint's whack. Lady Killers. That joint is bad. That joint is bad. It's not his fault though. It's not his movie. It's Marlon Wayans' joint. You don't remember Lady Killers?
No,
That joint is garbage. But the fact that you don't remember it,
That proves the
that
point right
that
there.
says something. Yeah.
Tom Hanks got bangers all the way back, bro. Look at your face.
Now I remember this.
When I seen Lady Killers in the theater, garbage. Garbage. Wild Wild West with Hill was a fire track. Oh, you
Nah,
mean with
Drew.
Cisco?
Yeah,
Talking about Cisco? We ain't even giving Drew Hill. That's just Cisco. And
Body.
nah, that joint's not that fire. But I mean, it is. No, it wasn't KC. No, it wasn't KC. It was Cisco. Sully wasn't good. I mean,
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I never watched it
this
either.
is a straight Tuesday convo, Ty, but like you started it. This is your fault. You got upset. I apologize. I don't even remember anything anymore. Yeah, I mean, look. There's not a video game movie you could be willing to make that you could put Will Smith in and he could make it good. Not a one. And I did like Sully. I thought Sully was pretty solid. But yeah, I don't think he could save a video game movie. As a matter of fact, most of the time, I feel like I would prefer that the people who are in the video game movie, especially when it's like a fighting game joint, like I almost prefer that it's people we never heard of. Like I just feel like it's better that way. You know what I mean? It just don't try to sell it on this.
You don't run into that X-Men, Jennifer Lawrence mistake.
I was literally going to say the same thing. That's actually what ruined the X-Men movies was Jennifer Lawrence. She made them joints terrible. Hey dog, hey shut up, Ty. Get out the comments and go to hell. Turn around.
That's first.
Hey dog.
Go to hell. That's first.
What are you talking about, dog?
Shit, I'm telling my man, get out the comments and go to hell.
Oh, God. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. You go straight down.
He said, I'm done talking to you for the rest of the night. You go to hell, sir. Get out of here.
Man.
I will see you on Tuesday.
They did make a live
I was about to
action
say, they
Mario
definitely
Brothers
did.
joint, and that joint was garbage.
I actually enjoyed that joke, though.
Hold on. John Leguizamo played Luigi.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
What's the name from Roger Rabbit played Mario? Hey, listen, the best live action Mario joint was on TV. I was hooked on the brothers. Crushing. Captain Lou Albano, best Mario you ever got. I do think we'll actually get a chance to see, because you know they doing a computer animated Mario movie by the same people that did Despicable Me. That joint's probably gonna be fire.
That actually sounds interesting.
That joint's probably gonna be fire, and I think they're gonna. I think they will actually. I think that joint. I think that'll pull. Yeah. Hey, Cuddy, get Ty, dog. Get him out of here, dog. Dog, get this dude, dog. Turner and Hooch ain't good. Slim, I can't with you, dog. I can't with you. Oh, you mean a good one? Nah, I don't think they could do a good live action Mario Brothers movie. I actually don't. I think it would be dumb to try. It just doesn't. It doesn't make. The like Mario universe makes no sense. It makes no sense at all, dog. So let me run you down Mario real quick. Let me just help everybody understand. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, not Mario Brothers, where they just hitting the little power joints and knocking the little turtle bambas on their backs. Super Mario Brothers. If you read the lore of what this is, right? That Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach and taken her to a...
I knew that was coming eventually. I just knew which one was going to come from.
Ellis trying to make me repeat myself. Like, I like when I get upset, though. Tom Hanks is a national treasure. So Mario is a plumber from Brooklyn whose first name and last name are the same name. Mm-hmm. They are Mario and Luigi Mario, which is why they are the Mario Brothers. Let's just start there. My man goes down a pipe, ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay?
He high as hell.
Super high. And I really think Mario Brothers is actually a fever dream, dog. I think Slim is high, and that's what actually happens in this joint. Because if you read the story, you know all them bricks? You know all them bricks that my man be breaking?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what they are?
Okay.
They are the captured mushroom people that you're supposed to be rescuing. Every brick in that game is a toad bammer, young. Every brick. This story doesn't make any sense. I'm convinced. I'm convinced Slim was high when he made the game.
You think?
He probably was. Now that one.
Look it up. Every one of them bricks was a living mushroom people.
That's terrible. So they built their world out of mushroom people. They just
but they weren't. But
randomly.
That's something that King Koopa did to them. By the way, King Koopa got a rack of kids, and no Miss Koopa at all.
I'm about to say, who's Shorty? Because he be
Ellis.
Dang.
Hold on, Ellis. Tell me right now.
I love it, Ellis.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
It's Terramana. We already know.
Hey, get that joint on the t-shirt.
No, it's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's got something on ice, I guarantee. It's probably old fashioned. You drinking old fashions right now, Ellis? Tell the truth. The Rock is
Oh,
Hathaway, an action movie.
that is dope.
It was low key a Cheech and Chong joint, bruh. Low key. They had Bama's that was like 7 feet tall with Goomba heads, dog.
Yeah, that joint's trash.
What is a Goomba, dog? That joint is like a round, it's like a dog turd with feet and eyeballs walking sideways, dog. It's not even a crab. Like, I don't know. They could do a Mario with Kevin Hart.
With Kevin Hart and The Rock.
And when he eats the joint, he turns into a rock version of Mario. Hey, listen. Ellis is sold. He in there all day.
Done.
He in there all day. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to go pitch the movie himself right now because you did that.
Straight up, dog. Listen, he had to be on something, Gab.
Facts.
He had to be on something because you are literally running through breaking all the people. You're supposed to be breaking.
Yeah.
Man,
And
Mario was fair, dog.
And eat mushrooms to get big and strong.
Hey, look at
Big
the
and
colors.
strong.
When you taste
Not
the mushroom.
Wheaties, dog.
Nah, straight shrooms.
Do these shrooms.
That was him going nuts.
You pick up
These shrooms, 5 flowers and 1 up.
you pick up a fly and start spitting a fire.
You get the star. I'm invincible, dog. PCP all the way, dog. Come get me, copper. I'm out here, dog. Yeah, Mario be high, bro.
That man put on a raccoon suit and think he can fly.
PowerPoint.
Hey, listen. Hey, Ellis. You do the PowerPoint presentation. I will bring you on the show and let you present it. You do it. You do it.
Oh man.
You do it. It's a done deal.
Yes.
It is a story of
Yes.
murder. Listen, Gabs, I don't know. I don't understand what. And then you get to the castle, and it's a lot of castles. It's so many castles. It's so many castles there, dog. My man just go to the castle. Sorry, dog, this the wrong joint. She in a different joint. She locked up in a different joint.
She's in a different castle. I came to this castle. Like, it's a big door.
So why do you look like her until I get to you, and then you turn into a mushroom guy? And why didn't they turn all the mushrooms into people that look like the princess instead of turning y'all into bricks? Join us now. I'm glad you're enjoying your homework.
Yeah.
Right, mushrooms out of a New York sewer, bruh. Mario should have turned into a Ninja Turtle.
He should have died eating them joints.
That actually would be the ultimate crossover. Would be Mario and Ninja Turtles because Slim be in the sewers.
Oh man, you killed.
He really be in the sewers. If he just go down one pipe where all the bricks is blue and the turtles is down that pipe,
that'd be fire. That would be fire.
That would be fire. That's all.
Oh man.
Oh man. Will they need CGI for Kevin Hart? Absolutely. Absolutely, they'll need CGI for Kevin Hart. They're absolutely going to need it because how else will they make him turn into the Rock when he eats a mushroom? Real talk, I think that's a hot bit. That's just a quick TikTok video there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kevin Hart just eats a mushroom and then more
into the Rock.
and the Mario music is playing in the background. Slim, yeah, that's real talk. Oh man, okay, listen, it's getting late, and we need to wind it down because we really could do this all night. We need to wind it down. So let's talk about what's happening next week. Next Tuesday, we will have a Loading Snacks Weekly show, but it will be a special edition of Black History program that we're doing with our good friend Henry Brooks. It was really his idea, his thought to do something like this. So we're gonna have a few artists and so forth, some guests that are on, including Henry. Jokes, if you could take that image and pop that up for people to see it. It's gonna be a really good time. It'll be a long show. We're gonna have a discussion just about, what it's like to be a creator of color. What kind of things we think need to happen within the industry, across the board, different kinds of creators, whether you're doing something like we do, podcasting or creating video content, or if you're an artist or if you're doing comic books or any of that kind of stuff. And we're just going to talk about what we think should happen, in terms of inclusion, good change that we've seen, things that we think still need to happen and so forth. I think it'll be a really good discussion. So y'all make sure to tune in and check that out next week. We'll get started at 8:30, which is our new normal time, next Tuesday. $55 though. And listen, is it 120 hertz, Ellis? If it's not 120 hertz, I can't rock with it. Again, we're trying to have guests on each week throughout February for Black History Month, trying to spotlight some creators and things like that. If you've been paying attention to what's going on our Instagram, really just kind of trying every day to spotlight and highlight some Black creators. So today we did the guys over at the Wrestling Realm. You guys should absolutely go follow them. They know their stuff. Really dope folks. They're local to this area too. So you should definitely go and check that out. Yes, Jokes does laugh like Jared Leto. In his Joker form. Yeah, go back to your Best Buy life. You know what it is. You know who I am. You know who it is. I'm the customer, man. Give me the TV I need. I need that 120 hertz, bro. If it ain't 120 hertz, I can't rock with it. And I definitely am not giving a 55-inch to my 11-year-old. That's not happening. But I cannot downgrade her from the 51-inch she has. I'm glad you didn't put the 43 back up there. Like you've been trying to sell that joint to me for weeks, bro. Thursday we'll get right back to the regular action video game show. So that's normal. Tomorrow, twitch.tv/loading snacks, 8:00. The two gentlemen you see on screen with me will be playing Destiny.
Yes.
They did a major update, so they're gonna jump in and mess around with that. I may pop in at some point and just make fun of them for playing it.
Sure, sounds like fun.
It's what it is. If you did not get a chance to check it out, the last of 4 episodes, special Valentine's Day episodes of Anime Vault dropped today.
Yes.
So you can check that out on our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, in our anime chat. So if you are an anime fan and you are not already a member of our anime chat, there is something called LS Anime Chat. You can jump in there and join that group, just like you can join MCU chat. Here's what I need you to know. Because I'm going to stay up till 3:00 this morning to make sure that I watch WandaVision, so that tomorrow, after they get done on Twitch, we can record a spoiler, boys.
Yes, sir.
So we can spoil it, because then we'll chop that up and make sure that that drops into MCU chat in the spoiler section for WandaVision, so you can get our impressions. It'll be 15 to 20 minutes of us just kind of talking about it, but the full version, the full 45 minutes to an hour, where we discuss what's going on and what we think will happen, that's on our Patreon. So, in order to find us in all these different places I'm telling you to go, chill out, Ellis. In order to find all these places I'm telling you to go, Jokes has a job to do. He's going to pop our link tree up.
Job is done.
You can click on the link tree and you can follow us at all those places there. It really helps us out if you're following us in one place. If you go and you follow us in the other places, super appreciate it. And look, we have all of y'all who are in our chat right now. You all are awesome. Like we absolutely love you
Big
all.
Facts.
Some of y'all are following us on YouTube, and some of y'all are on Facebook, and some of y'all are on Twitch and so forth. But look at the names that you see in the chat. Everybody here is somebody that's awesome. They are all people you should go and follow. A lot of these people are also creators of their own. So don't be afraid to speak to each other. This is an open forum, especially like now. If you have links, drop them in there. If you got a Facebook page, if you have an Instagram, if you have things like that, drop them in there. You know, we want to follow and support each other. If you have a Twitch and Loading Snacks isn't following you, drop it. Let us know. Hit us up. You know what I mean? Ask us. Yeah, don't follow Ellis, because all he does is create havoc. All he does is create havoc. 1000%, man. That Spoiler Boys Patreon is getting it. It's getting it these days, man. You know what I mean?
I definitely expect that.
We talking about Fantastic Four.
I expect that text early in the morning from Ty.
Real talk. Real talk. Yeah, so we definitely got to record that, because I know we're gonna have things to discuss tomorrow for sure. And look, we're gonna do the same thing with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, at this point, all the MCU shows is gonna be.
We're staying busy and we're trying to be everywhere. So y'all just stick with us. Again, y'all look out for it and take care of each other. Hey, Ellis.
Oh,
let me get your OnlyFans link though. Go ahead, let me get that joint. I'm gonna promote that joint. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I told y'all he was drinking. There's no way he's not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's no way he's not.
He's having a blast right now.
Be hitting the head hard. Yeah. So y'all do that. Sin, you got a job to do. Yes. If you would please
Let's go ahead and shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Y'all are the best. Seriously, love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us to talk some video games, for sure. Again, y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night, Twitch, 8 o'clock. They're going to jump in and have some fun. Hey, listen, that Loki, Boiler Boy is going to be.
Oh, that one.
Woo! It's going to be some drama. We're going to have some things to talk about next week. We may have to do like a section of weekly next week because we're gonna have so many guests on where we just take like 5 minutes to just let everybody get whatever WandaVision out of their system they need to. So we might have to do a quick spoiler one and just people get out of their system. We'll see what happens. But yeah, y'all definitely jump on that MCU chat. We are on that. There is also a wrestling chat.
There is.
Folks, that's your baby. If nothing else, we at least want to try to make sure that there is a decent conversation happening whenever there's a huge event for wrestling. That's what we're going to try to at least make sure happens. We try to stay really busy and we're kind of all over the place trying to create things and so forth. But y'all also don't be afraid to tell us what y'all want to see. Not Ellis's OnlyFans. That
nah.
Ellis OnlyFans is probably all feet. Anyway.
God.
Oh my gosh. That's TMI. Oh.
Marcus.
Oh man.
Marcus said, where that at, jokes?
You not in there? I'm pretty sure you in there.
He's in there. He's probably in there, but go ahead, throw him a link. You know what I mean? Throw him a link. Did you add the link to the link tree?
Nope. I need to add all of those to the link tree.
See, we talked about that like 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the inner circle's so strong.
They about to break up.
Yeah, man, I gotta play some Hitman. I need to. I just committed a murder right before we got in here and did this. And it was a really good time.
No.
It was a really good time, man. They got these challenges popping up that I just feel like I need to
knock out.
Get in. They be trying to make them like you can only wear this outfit. You can only kill him, but try to kill him with this object.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try.
I gotta sneak to the joint, find the scimitar, and then find Slim and stab him with the scimitar to get the extra points. I'm about it. I'm about it.
Either Destiny or Fatal Bullet for me. I figured out when we get off.
Destiny, or I think I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 12 because that don't drop in Game Pass.
It did drop in Game Pass.
I think I'm actually.
That's absolutely true.
I think I'm
absolutely true.
I've been pushing through that on PlayStation.
I got a couple joints that I need to throw a job. We're gonna have a discussion. I got some plans. There's some things in motion. Anyway, listen. Just like we're doing with Black History Month, trying to have creators on next month, we will be bringing on some awesome women to talk to us for Women's History Month too. So y'all just stay with us. We in there. We appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. I think that's it. With that, we're out. Toodles and loos. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.